Okay, so we're going to go over arrays in Java. So to set up an array in Java, we could do one of the two. So we could do double square bracket and then my list will be equal to new double square bracket, and let's say we want to create an array that has 10 slots. Okay, this is how you usually set up an array in Java. Another way you can do it is technically like this as well. This is also allowed, but it's technically not really preferred. So in most cases, you'll be seeing Java arrays in this format. Okay, so this pretty much sets up an array that has 10 slots. So something like this. All right. So right now we have 10 empty slots. If you want to put in a value into one of these slots, we would call in my list and set the index of the slot you want to pick. You want to put a value in. So recall index of an array starts at 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So if we do my list 0 is equal to 13.5, then at this array 13.5 is passed down. Then let's do my list 1 is equal to 7.6. Then 7.6 is passed down into here, and so on and so forth. Another way you can actually write this is if you do the following. We do a double square bracket my list, and then we put in the values in this format. I think I may need to move this. Hold on. Okay, I'll move this down here. So let's continue. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so pretty much this will go into here, this goes into here, this goes into here, and so on and so forth. So that's another way you can pretty much create a array in Java. Okay, so let's go back to our initial example that we were working with. All right, so let's say we want to quickly fill in these. So let's have everything empty again. So let's say I want to fill in these 10 empty slots. I can use a for loop to actually do this. So I'll do for int I equal to 0. I has to be less than, so I has to be less than our length of our array. So what we can do is call our array name, which is my list, okay? And then we use the length function. All right, so this is going to be 10, okay? And recall your array name, like this has to be your array name. So if you do, let's say you call your arrays numbers, then it has to be nums dot length, okay? And then we'll increment I by 1 each time. All right, and then what we do is do nums I will be equal to, let's manually have the user put in a value, okay? So let's import our scanner. Okay, so let me move this for loop down. So we do scanner scan equals new scanner system dot in. All right, then we do a scan dot. I want to put in. I have to put in doubles in my array. So scan.next double. All right. Oh, and the for loop has to be like this. Okay. And then obviously this is gonna execute 10 times. So when I is 0, we can put in a value, but we're gonna be asked to put in a value, so we'll put 13.5. Then I is 1, so let's put 2.1, and we do this so on and so forth until I is gonna be equal to 9, and let's say we put 5.3, and then after that, when I is 10, obviously this is 10 is less than nums.length, which is also 10. So 10 is equal to 10, not less than 10. So this will stop executing, and then we're going to have a full array. Okay. Now, if you want to print out all of our content in our array, what we can do instead is do another for loop. We add in the same conditions. Okay. So we do system dot out dot print line, and hold on, let me move this away. Okay, so we put in what our array name, num, and then we put in I, okay? And this is how you can print out all your contents in your array. So when I is 0, we're going to print out 13.5. Then we go to the next line. When I is 1, 2.1, and so on and so forth. But there's also another version of this for loop that you can do instead. So instead of writing all of this, you can do for. We put in our array of the data type of our array first. So our data type was the double. Then next to double, we can have any name of our choice. So let's call this R. Then we do colon, and then we put what our array name was, which was nums. All right, and then we do system dot out dot println, and then we pass an R. Okay. And this will do the same thing as our previous for loop. This pretty much iterates through all our nums and puts those values in R and then prints them out. So this is going to print out 13.5, then next line 2.1, the next line whatever our index, our array value at index 2 is, and so on and so forth.